Imagine walking into a pristine, high-end jewelry shop. The glass is spotless, the security is tight, but right in the center of the room, a heavy velvet cushion sits completely empty. A solid gold chain has just vanished. The doors are locked, meaning the thief is still inside. And there are only 3 people in the room: a nervous delivery boy, a quiet elderly woman, and a uniformed security guard. The shop owner immediately panics. He scans the room, points a shaking finger straight at the delivery boy, and accuses him of the theft. The boy is an outsider. He looks visibly stressed, and in the owner's frantic state, that makes him the obvious target. This diagram maps out a cognitive shortcut known as heuristic bias. When human brains are under severe stress, they detect a threat and often route their response directly to a visual bias. This entirely skips the logical analysis part of the brain to save time. When the pressure spikes, we stop thinking and start reacting. We grab onto the most stereotypical suspect available, weaponizing our innate biases and turning completely innocent people into convenient scapegoats. But then, Detective Guddu steps into the room. While the owner shouts and the delivery boy scrambles to defend himself, Guddu remains completely silent. Trained investigators know that words are often useless in a crisis. They deliberately filter out the shouting, the pointing fingers, and the defensive posturing to focus entirely on the hard data the environment provides. Guddu tunes out the accusations. He studies the elderly woman, delivery boy, and security guard. Instead of reading their panicked facial expressions, he scans the room, scrutinizing the physical footprint each person has left behind. Real investigation requires ignoring the loudest voice in the room. The truth comes from observing the quiet, indisputable facts the physical space leaves behind. Guddu's eyes land on the security guard. He ignores the crisp, authoritative uniform and looks straight down at the man's footwear. There is a glaring anomaly right at floor level. The fabric and leather of the guard's shoes are completely saturated, dripping with fresh water. The left side of this split screen shows high moisture saturation on the guard's shoes. The right side shows a flat line of 0% precipitation. It is a completely dry day outside. This creates contextual dissonance. Wet shoes are mathematically impossible without a hidden secondary variable. The guard's uniform suggests authority and innocence, but when physical evidence actively contradicts the environmental baseline, that assumed innocence shatters. Since that water could not have come from the dry pavement outside, Guddu knows he has to trace the moisture backward to its only possible indoor source. This floor plan shows the jewelry shop layout. The restricted back storage area is directly behind the showroom. Guddu walks into that room and finds the source, a large utility bucket filled with water, with a fresh spill radius indicating it was recently disturbed. Reaching into the cold water, his fingers brush against metal. He pulls up the missing gold chain, deliberately submerged and hidden right at the bottom of the bucket. A frantic shop owner almost condemned a young man based on a gut feeling, but tracing a single, easily ignored drop of water completely dismantled that false narrative and laid the truth bare. Guddu walks back onto the showroom floor. He doesn't raise his voice, he simply presents the dripping gold chain and looks directly at the security guard's wet boots. The timeline snaps into place. The guard stole the chain while the owner was distracted, but when the owner noticed the empty cushion and started shouting, the guard panicked, ran to the back room, and shoved it into the bucket to hide it. In his rush to conceal the primary evidence, he made a fatal mechanical error. He failed to account for the secondary transfer of evidence, the water violently splashing onto his shoes, leaving a permanent mark in an otherwise bone-dry environment. Faced with a mathematical impossibility he cannot explain away, the guard's defenses collapse. The physical error is exposed, and he immediately confesses to the theft. People rarely get caught by the obvious thing they try to hide. They get caught because they fail to manage the secondary, environmental impacts of their actions. Within minutes, local police arrive to escort the guard out of the shop. The stolen property is recovered, and the chaotic environment is finally restored to order. The shop owner steps forward, visibly humbled. He turns to the delivery boy and explicitly retracts his accusation, offering a sincere apology for his panicked assumption. That apology carries immense weight. An innocent outsider was seconds away from a ruined life, entirely because someone else decided to let an unverified assumption do the talking. Fast accusations are inherently dangerous. They rely on flawed human bias and a desperate need for a quick target. Slow observation, on the other hand, anchors itself to undeniable physical truths. To solve complex problems, we have to pause our prejudices. We have to look past the noise, observe the environmental anomalies, and let the hard data speak before